Yeah, we are Vanilla Fudge, and we want to welcome you to Jammin' Java and our buddy, my Hammond brother, Robbie Robinson.
Hey everybody, did you know that Robbie calls us his favorite band? And guess what? He's got great taste. Keep on rocking. This is Vinnie Martell and the Vanilla Fudge.
Let's come on a piece. Sit back and turn it up and get ready for a jam-packed show.
Hey, this is Pete Remy of Vanilla Fudge. Keep it rockin', keep it groovin'. Vanilla Fudge style.
Robbie Robinson, yeah. From Litchfield, Illinois, yeah.
Enjoy the show.
All right, everybody. Welcome to an extraordinary Jammin' Java tonight. We have all 6 of the current members of the million-selling group, The Association. These guys they have such amazing songs. They're just a fantastic group. And it's going to be so exciting to have them on the show tonight. I tell you, I am so excited. And but before we get to that segment of the show, let's see who's in the house. And I see my buddy Bob Sneed from Litchfield. Hey, Bob, welcome and happy President's Day, Robbie and all you jammers. George, Music for All Seasons, one of the real experts in the whole world of all things Four Seasons. Hello, George. Thanks for signing in. KP Lynn, who is an extraordinary publicist, she has done so much great work for Jammin' Java and for me and for all kinds of good stuff. So thank you publicly, KP Lynn, for all the good work you do. From Detroit, the original Alex is in the house. He's our youngest jammer. Alex, of course, if you watch this show at all, you know is our 18-year-old jammer. And Pete from St. Louis. Hey, brother, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Another Cleveland guy. Hey, Larry Vasaki. Welcome to the show, brother. This is going to be a fantastic show tonight. Hey, and I see my buddy Rick Kern from Talkin' Rock Radio is watching. Hey, Rick, how are you, man? He says, hi, Robbie, this is going to be fun. Thanks for bringing all the guys together, especially your buddy, Jules. Yes, Jules is back in the green room now, I think, and I hope he doesn't eat all the green M&Ms before Gary Swan gets to him, but I'm sure he'll be good. Hey, Doug Orlando, Hammond brother, Steve Zemko, I hope you guys are staying warm back there. It's been raining cats and dogs out here in California all day today. Hey, Shar, happy President's Day to you, sister. And Tom Grable in the house. Saw a great picture of you in the percussion. Yes, we have been rehearsing. We are going out, as you guys probably know. We're going out this coming week, and it's going to be, what a weekend. We're playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. As a matter of fact, I'll get to that in a little bit here. Well, let me see if I have a clip of that. Oh, gosh, let me see here. How about over? Well, I don't see it right now, so we'll have to come back. Oh, here we go. How about these? We will be Paul Cartier from the New York Yankees in the house. Hello, Paul Cartier. Oh, what a night. We are playing this Friday night in Fantasy Springs Resort in Indio, California. Saturday night, we're in Tucson. And Sunday night, we're at Pachanga in Temecula. And so if you're anywhere in those neighborhoods, please come out and say hi. And come up and say hi to me, too, as well, if you would. John Kratzer, trumpet player extraordinaire. Hey, man, how's it going? So we always start with a word of prayer. I think what we'll do is we'll bring in our resident chaplain, and that, of course, is Pastor Chuck Pearson, the best-selling author. So he's going to start this show off right by a little word of prayer. So take it away, Pastor Chuck.
Thank you, Robbie. Good evening, jammers. I hope all of you in Southern California have been able to stay dry. I heard Colorado's really going to be catching it with the snow, and I'm sure the weather's acting up all over the country. But hope you're ready this evening to talk about the association. I'm looking forward to it. I'd like to share Psalm 27, verses 1 through 6 with you this evening. You'll probably recognize parts of this psalm. David writes, "The Lord is my life and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When evildoers assail me to eat up my flesh, my adversaries and foes, it is they who stumble and fall. Though an army encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war arise against me, yet I will be confident. One thing I have asked of the Lord, that I will seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze upon the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. For he will hide me in his shelter in the day of trouble. He will conceal me under the cover of his tent. He will lift me high upon a rock. And now my head shall be lifted up above my enemies all around me. And I will offer in his tent sacrifices with shouts of joy. I will sing and make melody to the Lord." As I read the psalm this morning for my devotions, I heard echoes of Romans, where St. Paul writes, "If God is for us, who can be against us?" And then a few verses later adds, "No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us." I also hear echoes of hymns that we have sung. Maybe some, you hear some that I don't, but I was thinking of "A Mighty Fortress," which I believe is based on Psalm 46. A more contemporary song, "The Battle Belongs to the Lord," or "Our God, Our Help in Ages Past," or "Great is Thy Faithfulness." If you're like me, there are times in your life when things just seem to pile up and you begin to wonder if you're ever going to get out from underneath them. You may not have evildoers assail you, as David talks about, but you probably do have or have had adversaries and foes, people who work against you. You may not have an army encompass against you, but I'll bet that there are times in your life when you have felt as if everyone in the world or everything in the world is against you. If you've ever experienced any of that, then you're exactly where David was when he wrote this psalm. And when you and I are in Jesus, we have experienced the loving power and protection that David writes about. He has, as David writes, concealed us under the cover of his tent. He has lifted us high upon a rock. In other words, he has raised us above all the battle that he himself has fought for us. And as St. Paul says, we are more than conquerors, and nothing will ever be able to separate us from the love of God that is in Christ Jesus our Lord. Let's pray. Father in heaven, thank you for your grace and mercy to us. Thank you for fighting all of our battles for us. Thank you that when those who would bring evil against us, we can smirk and laugh at them because we know you. In your faithfulness, fight for us and overcome every enemy we face. Thank you for the victory that is ours in Christ Jesus. Help those of us this evening that are struggling against foes or enemies that seem about to overwhelm us. Help us to put our trust in you, who are our mighty fortress and the rock of our salvation. Help us all to celebrate the victory we have in your Son, Jesus. It's in his name we ask it. Amen. So back to you, Robbie. I think it's time to really do a song of celebration and praise, don't you? God bless everyone. Have a really great evening.
Well, thank you, Pastor Chuck, for that word of prayer. Again, like I said earlier, oh, what a night. We have the association. Windy, Cherish, Never My Love, Along Comes Mary, and we have the 6 current members of the band, which actually includes 2 of the original members of the band, Jules Alexander and Jim Yester. So hang loose, everybody. We always start with, you know what, it is President's Day today, and it rained all day. I don't know what that means, but I have a pretty cool song that I recorded with my friend Olivia Lyon Barker, and this is kind of a prayer for this great nation that we live in. Here, let's start with this. This is pretty good.
sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the leaves. Thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. God bless America.
The girl can sing, there's no doubt about it, and may God bless this great nation that we are blessed to call our home, because not many places you can have the opportunity to start in a little bitty town from wherever you are, and then be able to rise to the top of this crazy music business. And like I said, we're going on the road this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so come out and check us out. A couple cool things happened this past week. We hit, let's see if it's the right place. We crossed over 15 million views this week. So thank you, everybody, for all of your cool support out there. Another thing, if you don't know, you can go back and watch any show that we have done in the last 5 years, and we've had so many great guests. You can go back and watch any of those 5 years on YouTube, and that's right there. That's the link that you go to check out any of those shows. And if you want to get on our mailing list, right there, musicrobbie@aol.com. So that's all going well. Let's see, what else can I talk about here before get back into, like I said, that's good. Oh, playlist. So get on my playlist, because Robbie's Records got all kinds of goodies on there. Let me see here. I'm going to see if I can. Well, let's see who's in the house. We got John Kratzer. Linda Pictor. Hello, Linda. I know you. I know why you're here. This happens to be the boss of the drummer for the association. George Music for All Season. Jim Bergman. Hey, buddy. Thanks for coming in. John Moss. Hello from the hometown. I love it. Paul Cartier, the New York Yankees organist, and it's always good. Are you warming up those fingers? Because it's coming up soon, buddy. Pitchers and casters have reported already. Hello, Patty McGill. Thanks for coming on. Oh, yeah. You said you saw a picture. I know the picture you're talking about. This is the picture. We've been rehearsing for the last couple weeks, getting things back in the groove here. I wonder where I put that picture here. Is it this one? Here it is. So that we're rehearsing, getting the band back together. That's the rhythm section. That's left to right. That's Eric Garcia. That's Chris Vasquez. That's Alfredo Lopez. That's Andy Sinisi. That's Francesco Castelluccio in the red jacket, better known as Frankie Valli. And then that's me. So we've been rehearsing, getting the band back together. And we all come together this Friday again. So come out and check us out. Next Monday on Jam and Java, we will have a recap of the weekend shows. So we're playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so that will be fun. And like I said, on these this Jam and Java, you can go back. Last week we had the Fifth Dimension, from the Fifth Dimension. Florence LaRue was our guest, and so very, very cool that she came on. And this week, the association, we're having all the big hit makers of the 60s on here. So, oh, what a night. I think what we'll do is we'll play one more song, and then before we get into the meat and potatoes of this show. And here's a song that's on Robbie's records. And this is this song. We're closing in on 1 million views, and this is Doc Kupka, Robbie Robinson. Well, let's. And you guys know it here. I'm kind of trying to grab it here. Check this out right here.
Jam for Jesus. Where do we begin? Jam for Jesus. Let the Spirit in. What would the Master do if you took a mighty swing and didn't follow through? Jam for Jesus. Jam for Jesus. Let the Spirit in. Jam for Jesus. Make it a jubilee. Jam for Jesus. Let's see what we can see. What will the Master say if you plan to represent, but only when halfway? Jam for Jesus. Jam for Jesus. Let the Spirit in. Jam for the Lamb and rock. Talk the talk and walk the walk. In any joyful circumstance, the Master likes to see you dance. Watch me now. Jam for Jesus. Tell me what would it prove? Jam for Jesus. Woo! If you sit there and don't even move, what would the Master think? You lift the chalice to your lips, but never take a drink. Jam for Jesus, jam for Jesus. Let the Spirit in. Jam for the Lamb and rock the flock. Talk the talk and walk the walk. In any joyful circumstance, the Master likes to see you dance. Hit it, Doc. Saturday night or Sunday morning, it doesn't matter when. If you feel His presence by your side, then somebody say, amen. Jam for Jesus. Jam for Jesus. Sing along if you know the words. Clap your hands if you got the urge. Jam for Jesus. Jam for Jesus. Let the Spirit in. Jam for Jesus. Jam for Jesus. Let the Spirit in. Let it in. Jam for Jesus. Jam for Jesus. Somebody say. Somebody say. Oh, did somebody say? Somebody say. Oh, somebody say. Somebody say. Somebody say. Yeah. Somebody say. Somebody say. Amen. Amen.
All right, that is Jam for Jesus, and that's almost, I think we're at 950,000 views right now, and it was just released 2 months ago. So that is rocking and that is reeling. Now, I've got to do some stuff here behind the scenes. I'm going to play one more song for you. As I mentioned last week, I just finished doing the score for Tommy John's documentary. And if you know me at all, you know that I love baseball, and I love the Dodgers. And so Tommy John, I was so honored to be able to do the score, and I just literally delivered the score last week. And I'm going to play you the song that Sarah Nimitz and I did called Will to Win, and this is going to be over the closing credits. But the whole score, the documentary will be out this year sometime, so I just delivered the whole score. And this is a song Sarah Nimitz and I did called Will to Win, and I think it's kind of a cool song, so if I can... And this... and you baseball guys will appreciate this, I think, especially you, Paul Cartier from the New York Yankees. By the way, I'm rooting again for another Dodger-Yankees World Series, my friend. Now, let's see. Where is that song? That would be over here, right here. This is called The Will to Win. And basically, this song, it personifies that drive that we all have in us when we want to forge ahead, win that championship. Doesn't matter what endeavor it might be, baseball, basketball, or music, whatever it is. But this is called A Will to Win. Check it out. And by the way, I get a chance to spread my wings on my analog synthesizer collection on this. Check it out.
Go to work before the sun is up, and don't return until the moon is in the sky. Every night, dreaming of the game. And when we're fighting just to stay alive, I know the spirit inside is gonna call my name, call my name. We count the time until the day arrives, and every moment I am closer to the prize. Alive, live the life I live. Never quit until we hit a wall, and then it's on before we get it over again. Put me in and let the game begin. I hear the music getting me to the goal relentlessly. Will to win, drive the dream in me, determined to begin your song of victory. I hear you in my heart, sing your melody, born to play this part with your will to win within me. Not afraid of rolling up my sleeves, to leave it all up on the beat and don't look back. Swing the bat with everything I have. Hear the sound as I hit the ball, flying over the wall. It's going, going, gone. I put my feet up on the solid ground. I hear the roar of the crowd cheer me on. Feel the wind blowing in my face as I'm running the race and headed home again. Oh, put me in and let the fun begin. I hear your music getting me to the goal relentlessly. Will to win, drive the dream in me, determined to begin the song of victory.
All right. Sarah Nimitz and I doing Will to Win. Well, it's just about that time, and we've been having a little bit of technical difficulties in the background here in the green room. I think it's Gary Swan is throwing a fit in the background. I'm not sure what exactly was going on, but let's go this way. We're going to start this, and I've got a few guys back there. Might as well bring them out here so we can make some, we can get into this show. Check this out, everybody.
Down the streets of the city, smiling at everybody she sees. Who's reaching out to capture a moment? Everyone knows it's with me. And when we have stormy skies, the flash at the sound of cries.
All right, everybody. Welcome, the association. I'm going to bring in these guys. Let's see how many guys we have here. Well, I see some of you guys back there. I see Paul. First of all, bottom left, we have the great Paul Holland. Talk to us, Paul. Are you there?
I'm here. You got me?
I hear you. I got you. In the middle, I have my buddy, Mr. Gary Swan. Hey, buddy, are you there? Can you hear us? Well, he looks like frozen in limbo. Okay. You better come back in, Gary. I see Bruce Pictor coming in. Let me see if I can get this together. How's this going so far? Pretty crazy, huh? Bruce Pictor. Well, let's see here. Well, no, I don't see Bruce. Now, but I do see Joe. Joe Lamano is there. And here comes Gary.
I can see it.
There's Gary.
Okay. I got a text on my list that moves.
Hey, Joe, can you hear me?
I can.
Hey,
Yep.
hey, all right. Well, we've got 2/6. That's actually 1/3 if my algebra works right. How you guys doing?
I can see it.
Quite well. Quite well.
Now we had everybody kind of back there trying to get this work. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time I've ever had 6 guests at the same time, and obviously we don't have 6 guests yet, but we're trying to make this all technically come in. And also we've had torrential rainstorms out here in LA, and it's been crazy. How about for you guys, Joe and Paul? You get all that stuff too? Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got dumped on today.
Not like LA, but
so hopefully that's not playing into this whole fiasco. I'm gonna. Okay, I see. Let's guess has muted themselves. Okay, bear with me here. And I had Jim on the phone. Oh, phone overheating. No. Oh, Jules said his phone was overheating and he'll be back. Okay. So.
Unlikely story.
We're the Titanic here. We're going down, boys. I have some great videos of the association, but let's start with you guys here. We're going to start with the newest member, but not really the newest member, and that would be Joe Lamano, who plays bass. And Joe, here, I'm going to put you on the big screen.
Oh, okay.
And I see Bruce coming in. But tell us, Joe, you tell your story. I know that you recently rejoined, but you started 60 years ago.
Yeah, I met the association mid-'60s.
Uh-huh.
When I first met them, they were still playing high school lunchtime concerts.
Wow.
And I was in another band. We played a lot of the same coffee houses and clubs around. It's actually some of the same schools around Southern California. So we got to know them pretty well. I used to house sit for Brian when the guys were on the road. He and I swapped several instruments and motorcycles.
Wow.
And then over the years, into the early 70s was the first time I played with him. And I think it was in the era of David Vaught. I think Brian had already passed, Wolfgang had come and gone. And I think it was David Vaught's time in there that I was sort of bouncing back and forth between him. So I did a couple of probably 6 or 7 month tours with him in the early 70s. And then fast forward to the Happy Together tour in 80. Actually, I joined in 83, end of 82, rejoined in the end of 82, and then was with them till 85.
Oh, Bruce is back.
By the way, I see, not to interrupt you, there's Bruce Pictor, everybody. So up in the top right corner, that, ladies and gentlemen, that's Mr. Bruce Pictor, the drummer since 1985. Is that correct, Bruce?
Yes, February of 85. We're having some heavy rain down here, Robbie, and it's kind of been in and out. So,
yeah, we've had a number of issues. And
hi, guys.
Paul, you joined in 1987. Is that correct?
86 or 87. I can't quite remember.
Well, you guys have both been then. All three of you guys have been part of this family for many, many, many years. You know.
Many years, yes, and we've had a blast. We've done all kinds of things together.
One of the things that you've got coming up, which is very cool. Let me see if I can go to this graphic over here, down here maybe. That's. Well, Gary has left the building, but we'll come back to Gary in a minute. This is what you guys have. You've got this coming up, and
outrageous,
that is so cool. Go ahead, Paul. Tell everybody about that.
Well, it's called an outrageous concert. It's been going on for like 18 years now, I think. And every year they have like a cavalcade of stars. And this year we're going to be on it again, along with all these major names you see here, who are very dear friends of ours for many years. And it's like a family. You put a family in 2 buses and you ship them across the country, and they just that's what they do. They have fun. They do things together, and it's just an enjoyable thing.
And that tour is a very successful venture. It's been going on for how many years? How many decades?
It started in 1984.
Ah. Wow.
And the tour is the name Happy Together is a brand now, so it doesn't matter who's on it. It's still a fantastic show.
And I like the idea that you guys, the association's name is on top. That would mean to me that you guys are headlining, brothers.
So we got that going for us.
It's just because it starts with an A and it's alphabetical.
That's it. But you're right. That's quite a thing. And it looks like Gary Swan has joined the party. Hello, Gary Swan. Can you hear us?
I'm scared to talk, so throw me off again.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to show.
Hello to my buddy Bruce.
Yeah.
My buddy Paul and Joe.
Yo.
Hey, Goose.
Now I'm going to see. Let me see if I can make a phone call here, because I had Jim Yester on, and he was trying to log in, and we were having troubles. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is, like I said earlier, this is the first time I've ever had 6 guests on at the same time. I don't know if that's part of the complication, or if the weather, because we've had these torrential rainstorms out here, if that's part of the issues, or the internet, or whatever. Let me see how I get Jim here.
I'm having a problem. It's not recognizing my phone.
Okay. Hey, well, you know what? Hi, Jim. Yester, you are now on the show via the phone. I've got my phone up to the microphone, so say hello to the Jam and Java audience.
Hey, hello, one and all. This is Jim Yester.
So Jim Yester.
Hi, James.
I've got a picture of you here. Let me put it up, and then the people can see who they're talking. Now, you started with you are one of the founding members. You go back to what year, Jim?
1965.
Wow, that's a couple of years ago. Gary Swan was still in diapers then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
He still is.
That was a good year for sure, and I think that's 61 if we're counting.
Uh-huh.
And I tell you, it's been an incredible ride so far.
I just love it. And here, I'm looking for your. Let me grab. I've got a great picture of you. If I can put it up here, right here.
Oh yeah.
There's a picture of you on the Ed Sullivan Show, Jim. Hey, what do you remember about playing? You guys played on the Ed Sullivan Show a couple times, I know.
A couple times, yeah. And he was always very nice, very friendly, very open. And it was a very technically, adept crew. So it was smooth going. It was always a good time playing that show. The second time we played it, we played 6-man band, only at that time there were 7 of us, so we had to change the lyrics for the show.
Oh, wow. And you're still rocking and rolling with the association. This is pretty cool. Here's something I saw, gentlemen. Look at this. There's a graphic I've got up, Jim. You can't see it, but it's a Billboard Hot 100, the week of July 15th, 1967. Windy was number 1. Number 3 on the charts was Can't Take My Eyes Off You, Frankie Valli. Number 9 on the charts was Come On Marianne by Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. So there's 3 songs with you guys. Very, very cool. As a matter of fact, I'm going to play a video, and we'll come back to you in a second because I'm going to answer the phone. Your buddy Jules is calling right now.
All right.
So we will get this all together. Ladies and gentlemen, the Monterey Pop Festival. Check this out.
In order to combat the sudden influx of machines into our affluent society, you see before you this evening a machine of our own construction. You see an association machine composed of many integral parts. The first being behind us, a semi-reclined percussive invertebrator or drummer. In the center of the machine, we see a digit flexing instrumentator or guitar. Towards the other end of the machine, we see a transistorized digit flexing instrumentator stamped made in Japan. To my immediate right, we see a manifold of bifurcated tambourina chinger. I am a consistent low-range modulator. Last but not least, the largest single component in the machine, an elongated fluting vocalizator. This machine, when programmed correctly, emits a variety of sounds and rhythmic patterns, such as 1, 2, 1, 2.
And then along comes
right. I've got Jim back on the phone. We were trying to connect with Jules and having some issues there. But Jim, I just played a clip of you guys playing at the Monterey Pop Festival.
All right.
Now, tell the audience what I mean, there must be a million backstories to that. That was one of the most historic pop festivals ever, and you guys opened it up. What was that like?
Oh, that was great fun. What was neat was backstage. It was just like hanging out at school or something, where you know everybody, and it was really very comfortable, and it was such a good time. And we always say, we were the first act on, so for the rest of the 3 days we had seats right in the front. And we got to see the whole thing. And what was neat about that, we say jokingly, sitting there in the magic scented air.
Yes.
But yeah, it was great fun and a lot of camaraderie.
Well, okay, isn't that the historic concert that Jimi Hendrix pretty much became Jimi Hendrix, and he lit his guitar on fire and all that stuff? Did you witness that?
Oh, absolutely. About 6 rows away.
Wow. Wow. Had you seen Jimi Hendrix or heard him before that?
I don't think so. I heard, on the radio, of course, but not live.
Uh-huh. So what was your thinking when you saw him? I mean, that must have been a mind-blowing experience.
That's the apt description, mind-blowing.
Wow, amazing. Yeah, and that was an amazing clip. And you guys, first of all, all of you guys, looks like who'd we lose here now? I see, Gary we lost Gary for a second.
Out again.
The music is so sophisticated. The music is so complex. Tell us a little bit about the musical arrangements of this. I mean, particularly, I'm interested. Well, how about you, Paul? What have you got? How would you describe this music? I mean, the sophistication of it.
Well, this group came out just at the kind of the transition between folk music and rock. Mm-hmm. So this was one of the very first bands to be electrified. Uh-huh. And the clubs in the area were they were afraid that the audience would freak out if they saw amplifiers. So they actually had to put electrical tape on the pilot lights of the amplifiers so they wouldn't see that there was an amplification going on there.
Wow. And Bruce, from a drummer point of view, there are a lot of really cool drum riffs and licks that are identifiable and signature kind of things. What do you tell me about some of the drum parts?
Besides adding to the music, which was so unique in itself, coming from the folk rock and being the first electric folk rock group, the drumming, the hooks to the songs were done by Hal Blaine, most of them, in the studio.
And by the way, for the audience out there, Hal Blaine is part of the Wrecking Crew, legendary West Coast studio drummer who made a zillion records. For half the records you probably heard, from the West Coast were done by Hal Blaine. Go ahead, Paul, or go ahead, Bruce.
Yes, and they were identifiable because although Hal had sheet music and listened to the demos, the hooks that he used were unique and made the song, whether it be windy. Never My Love is a great example where he used brushes and where he used something that he had learned he called the swamp beat. But rhythmically, yes, it was very unique.
Hey, Jim Yester, take us back 60 years to making these records. What was it like in the studio?
great fun, great fun. Of course, pressure, but we weren't really dealing that much with pressure. It was more joy and focus. Getting the sound right. There were a lot of difference because we had two tenors, two first tenors, two second tenors, and a couple of guys who were baritone and legit bass, but also had incredible falsettos, so that they could get up there real high, and giving all those different overtones together and seeing trying different things, seeing how things. We had the basic arrangements down because we'd been working and performing, so it was just seeing what worked in the studio as opposed to stage. But we were always a stage band, so that was our first focus, and then we had to turn that into a studio thing, which is very different. But learning that craft, learning the studio craft, that was what was going on with the first stuff we recorded. Was so many different things that we got under our belts doing that was really, really rewarding later on.
I was talking to Paul about the complexity, the sophistication of the music, because first of all, it's not just 3 chords. You guys have a lot of sophisticated chords in your music. You have a lot of sophisticated intervals in the melodies, but then on top of that, you have layered this 6-part harmonies. Very complex harmonies along with complex chord changes. This is not your average garage band situation. Very sophisticated music. You want to speak to that at all?
Most of us came out of the folk movement, so we were very harmony oriented to begin with. And then we were also ourselves big fans of groups like the Four Freshmen, the High-Lows.
Let me interrupt you a second because let me interrupt you a second. You mentioned the Four Freshmen. I happen to, of course, you probably know, I know my audience knows, I've been the music director for Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons since 1978. Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons' biggest musical influence vocally were the Four Freshmen. The Beach Boys' biggest biggest vocal influence were the Four Freshmen. And so it's fascinating that you would say that as well.
Oh, you had to be in that era. They were so incredible. And a few other groups also, that also, like I said, we came out of the folk movement. So, and the first sort of part of the association was the men, and that was 13 voices.
I was reading that in your bio. So before you were the association, it was the men.
Right.
Obviously, no ladies in that band, but there I digress. So 13 voices. I can't even imagine.
Jules can give you a lot more insight on that because he was part of that. I wasn't part of it till 3 or 4 weeks later after that broke up.
You guys, your first record, the first hit, and I have it was right here. Along Comes Mary, the Association, 1966, and that went to, it didn't hit number 1, but you hit right at the top of the charts. And that's such a cool song. By the way, let's ask your bass player, Mr. Joe Lamano, talk about that song, especially from the bass standpoint, because that's got such a cool bass groove.
For me, it fits right in with my style, and it caught my ear right away because of the melodic sense. It's a great marriage. A lot of bass players play rhythmically; they're part of the rhythm section. That's their job. But to combine that and have it also be melodic, music to your ears. That's what for me what made that song.
And by the way, who's watching right now is my buddy Vince Martell from the band Vanilla Fudge, my favorite band. Hey, Vinny, how are you? And speaking about bass parts, Vanilla Fudge, Tim Bogert, his whole style was that melodic bass line, wasn't it?
Indeed, and as a matter of fact, he bought one of my basses back in the day. I had a fretless bass that he coveted, and so we struck up a deal, and off he went with it.
Wow. And I guess you heard me, Jim Yester, that Vinnie Martell from Vanilla Fudge is watching right now. Did you guys ever tour together? Vinnie, did you ever tour with them? Or did Jim, do you remember?
I don't remember touring with them, but then my memory might be suspect.
It wouldn't surprise me if you guys did tour together. I know somebody that you did tour with, and that was Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. I remember with you guys playing a few shows since I've been with Frankie, doing some shows together with you guys. Bruce, and that's where I first met Bruce decades ago. Bruce, what do you remember about those touring together?
There were short tours that we did together. The band had different personnel back then. I think I'm the only one in this group at that time that did that. One specifically, pardon me? Oh, one specifically that I remember. Yeah, one specifically that I remember, Robbie, is New Year's Eve, 1990, 89 to 90, and we played New Year's Eve, Frankie and the association, and I got to watch the sunrise in a new decade, from our nation's capital. And we could see the Capitol building. It was absolutely wonderful.
Wow. Well, I just happened to have on who called me now in the midst of all this technical madness here, Mr. Jules is on the phone here. Let me see if I'm going to get a picture of Jules. And there you are. There's a young Jules Alexander. Ladies and gentlemen, say hi to Jules Alexander. Hello, Jules.
Hello to my bandmates and to you, my man.
Well, thanks for coming on. Woo-hoo! Sorry, we were having some technical issues here. So in the world,
it wasn't you. It was all me.
Who knows?
I had laid my phone up against the a little monitor. Okay, no problem. All of a sudden, it whole shut down and said that your phone is hot. We're turning you off. And I could barely pick up the phone. So I put it in the freezer, and it
I love it. When there's a will, there's a way.
Oh, man.
Okay, here's a question from somebody in the chat right now. Jules, was there a particular song where you felt your guitar work played an especially important role in shaping the mood?
Maybe. No, I don't think so, actually. Because it's a number of elements, and like a guitar might play a lead line or something like that, and that's nice, and it does it. But if it doesn't have all the rest of the backup around it, it's no good.
Now we were talking earlier, and you're one of the original founding members. As a matter of fact, I have a graphic up here that you met Terry Kirkman in the Army in 1962. Is that accurate?
Well, it's sort of accurate. I was in the Navy. He wasn't in the Army. I was stationed at Pearl Harbor for a couple of years, and I met him there at a party. And we were playing. He was playing the recorder, the flute-like thing, and I was playing guitar, and we both looked at each other and cursed. I said, "Holy tamale! What is this?" And we were friends from then on. That was 62.
I love it. And so it's 62, and then in 60, what year was it the two of you who basically started the group?
Yeah, it was the two of us who started the group. Yeah, it was. There was a group before the association called the Men, and this was right in the. We actually pretty much started folk rock. The Men was a 13-man group that was built to sort of compete with the Christie Minstrels, which were in a club about a mile away. And we decided that we wanted to play electric instruments, because a bunch of us had them. It was all folk music, no electric instruments. Ooh, those evil things.
Right.
But we decided we wanted to play them because we played them. And bango, that was it. We were advertised as the world's first folk rock chorus and orchestra.
Wow. 13.
Yeah.
And then so you pared it down to the 6-man group. And by the way, you mentioned, I have a question that I've been wanting to ask you, that whole idea of using that recorder, which became kind of a signature sound for you in many respects.
Oh, yeah.
Where did that idea come from?
That's Terry's. Terry, that comes from folk music. That was he had about maybe 4 or 5 recorders, just like people have 20 or 30 guitars.
Yeah.
You know?
Or 16 Hammond organs like me, but I digress.
I was wearing my Hammond T-shirt today. But
I love it.
Just to show it. Anyway, that's where it all started, right there.
Wow. That is a fascinating, and I was talking to Jim Yester and the other guys in the band here. We've got talking about the sophistication of these. How did you determine who was singing lead and who was singing different parts? I mean, did one guy always sing the top and other guys sing the second tenor and stuff like that, or did you experiment?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you could find out right away when you're rehearsing who's going to sing what part, who's going to sound good on a part, when you're first rehearsing. And there it was, wham, almost immediately. Said, we got a couple of good tenors, we got real good baritones, and we had Brian Cole, who was wonderful, had a very wide range, and he was carried all the bottom parts. So there it is, And then I tell you, we did a funny thing. We would sing the backgrounds, okay? Everybody sing their part, but what we would do is everybody would switch parts. The Brian would sing in falsetto, Terry would sing the bass part, and we switched it around, and then that on a second track. So we had both of those, those sounds, and you blend those together, and wow, it does a very strange thing.
Almost like a choral kind of a sound, especially when you're not doubling the same part. You're doubling a different part.
Exactly the same parts, yeah. And whoever has a singing group, try that. It'll blow you away what happens.
I love it. I love it. I have an example. I have a track here I'm going to play right now for the audience.
All right.
This is you guys singing Never My Love, and then we can talk about it when you come back. Here we go.
All right.
You ask me if there'll come a time when I grow tired of you. Never mind love. Never mind love. Da, 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 da.
All right, on the phone, by the way, I just played Never My Love. What a great song that is. But we've got both Jules Alexander and Jim Yester, 2 of the founding members of the association. Tell me about this song, Never My Love. I've got the writer here. Let me see here. Oh, that was Dick and Donna Adrisi, right?
Dick and Donna Adrisi, right?
Adrisi.
They wrote quite a few things for us, and they would come over to the house where 4 of us lived, and that's where we rehearsed. There'd be a knock at the door. You open the door, and here they are sitting on an amplifier and using the guitar as a paddle. They would row into the house.
You're kidding.
No kidding. That's the first time we met them. They did that.
I've got a picture up here now. I've met Dick Adrisi. I've got a picture of he and I. We were doing something out here. So I know he's a nice guy and a great songwriter, but that song ended up being a massive hit for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually the second most song. You know, all songs, as you know, have to be licensed to release them for several Fox agencies, so on and so forth like that. And Never My Love is the second most, at the turn of the century, it was the second most song that was released to record in the world.
That's amazing.
So
second most out of the millions and billions of songs that have been released. And that's number 2. Wow.
Yeah, that's the Ruth Ann. Boy, can she write a song. Woo-hoo.
I guess, yeah. And also on regarding that, I know that it was produced by Bones Howe.
Yep.
That's right. We were getting ready to record, and Ruth Ann, who was a very good friend of ours, she stayed out in the living room for several weeks till she got her own place. And one weekend she went up to San Francisco, and when she came back, she said, "Oh, I wrote this kind of neat little song while I was up there about a guy." And she sat down, played it for us. And she said, "Well, you can change it, make it about a girl." And that's what we did. And we said, "Oh, hey, that's pretty catchy. Let's show it to Bones." And we showed it to Bones. And he says, "I got a great idea for that." And that was his idea.
I love it.
Turned out to be a good idea.
I guess so. And, Bones, speaking of Bones Howe, I was talking about him last week because last Monday night my guest was Florence LaRue from the Fifth Dimension, and so he produced a bunch of their songs.
Yep.
So I've got a nice picture of you. You can't see it, Jules, but this is a very young Jules here, looking very intense, actually, very focused and intense.
Well, I was never young, really.
You look pretty young there. Hey guys.
Talking about,
go ahead. Go ahead.
The mechanics of Never My Love. We were talking about vocal groups like the Four Freshmen and the High-Lows. The High-Lows top tenor was a vocal arranger for Never My Love. And so there's another connection.
Okay, that's very telling. Yes.
That's Clark Burroughs. Yeah. Sweetheart of a guy. He's still around, dude.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Hey, let me ask Gary Swan. How do you who is a recently you joined. By the way, everybody, just so you know, I am wearing my Gary Swan fan club t-shirt right here. I am in the Gary Swan fan club. So Gary Swan, I've got a little clip of you playing with the group. So let me go to this clip real quick, and then we'll talk about you guys working with Gary Swan. And it goes like this. So that was Gary playing his solo on Along Comes Mary. Gary Swan, how do you like? Well, first of all, congratulations to you, brother, for getting into this group. I'm so thankful that you're in it. I'm so happy for you. What's it like playing with the association, brother?
It sucks.
Oh, and look, Gary froze.
No, listen. I'm looking forward to being able to ride in the limousine with them to the gig, but I haven't earned a spot yet. I'll have to wait. But it's fantastic. Great music. The hardest music I've ever had to learn. And, I've been in a lot of bands that have songs, but this great band. From the moment I met.
Oh, we just lost Gary.
Oh, Gary, come on.
Yeah, I heard him kind of coming in and out. You know.
So, guys, how's Gary working out so far? Is he still is he still in limbo here? Is he still in?
Love Gary.
Oh, he's a jewel. He's a jewel indeed. A great addition to the group. Look forward to every gig with him.
Yeah, all two of them that
That's
he's
our
going to be in the
boy.
band because we're firing him at that second one.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he doesn't know this yet because he hasn't been able to come back in, so that's good. Gary and I have been buddies, and I mentioned we've done so many things together and played together on so many levels. We're both Hammond organ crazy men. So there he is.
Boy,
he's back.
He's got chops
Boy,
that I'm just
what a trip.
more than 99% of other keyboard players out there. And it's for those who don't know what chops are, learn. You know, it's your abilities, it's your technical and physical abilities. It is chops, man, and he has got them probably better than anybody that's ever been in the band.
Wow.
Yeah.
By the way,
I gotta tell you,
yeah,
we're
go
like
ahead.
a 40s. We're like a 40s band. We're not like really a 50s band where we all stay together, same people. In the 40s bands, people would come and go and come and go and come and go, and that's kind of like the way we are, and it's really fun. A couple of us stick around. We aren't that smart though, but.
Well, I know you've had a mainstay drummer since 1985 and a mainstay guitar player since 1986 who's bounced around different instruments. I think yes, right, Paul. You've played not only guitar. What else have you played in the group?
Well, when I first started with the band, I was the keyboard player.
Okay.
And then the guy I replaced came back to the band after a couple of years. So they moved me over to bass, and I played bass for about 10 years, I think. And Bruce and I got to be just such a tight rhythm section, bass and drums. I loved that part. And then I went away for a little while. And when I came back, I was replacing Larry. So I became the lead guitar player.
Aha. Well,
And,
you know the music you have been around. Well, Bruce started in 1985. Bruce, and this is 2026, so that's 41 years. And you've been around for 40 years, right, Paul? I guess off and on. Now, Joe Lamano, who's on the show here with us. Now, Jules, you and Joe go way back, right?
Oh yeah.
Talk about
Joe
that,
and
if you
I,
would.
Well, when I left the group for a while because I really got burnt really pretty quickly, and I was hanging out and I decided that I wanted to play, and I started putting together a band called Joshua Fox, and Joe was in that band, and that was in I think 70. Is Joe on here right now?
Yeah, Joe's on here right now.
Yeah.
Was that 70 or 71, something like that?
Very late 60s.
Late 60s, Joe says.
69,
yeah, that's right. It was there. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I started putting that band together. We started rehearsing. We sound real good, but I don't know. I was just trying to reinvent the association. I thought, what am I doing? So I went back in the association. Joshua Fox went on. They did an album, which is really good. And Joe and I kept in contact all of these years, and we've always, hung out. And whenever we don't hung out, we've been looking for each other, So we've become very good friends. And I'm so happy to work with him. He's one of the nicest guys in the universe, except he's kind of tall, and that bothers me, but that's okay.
Got to be able to reach the floor.
Isn't that a height thing?
So Del, one of the audience is asking about Del.
Yeah, he was getting a little tired on the road. He was having some problems. Had some physical problems, and he really couldn't go on the road anymore. He's a dear, wonderful man.
And has been part of the group forever, right?
Oh, yeah, really. But we're in contact with him. We talk as much as possible. He lives in Las Vegas, so hard to do.
He's still involved. He fronts some of the gigs.
Yeah, he works with us still. Yeah.
One of the people in the chat who's watching too just commented and said, He saw Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons with the association on August 8th, 1992 at the Pacific Amphitheater in Orange County.
Wow.
So we
Wow.
And I just put a graphic up, and I talked about it earlier, and I don't think you were there, Jules, but maybe Jim was. It's Billboard Hot 100 of the week of July 15th, 1967. Number 1 is Windy. Number 3 on the charts that week is Can't Take My Eyes Off You by Frankie Valli. And number 9 on the charts was The Four Seasons featuring Frankie Valli.
God.
And number 7 on the charts that week was The Fifth Dimension, Florence LaRue, who was just with me last week on the show. So that was great music back in those days. I mean, it will never be the same with that kind of sophisticated melodies, harmonies, and musical construction.
Yeah, it was. You know, it's interesting though. You know, the 30s and the 40s were sophisticated musically, incredibly sophisticated.
Yep.
You know, and then the mid 60s, it kind of did that same thing. You know, and I expect to see it again. I'm not kidding you. That's going to happen again. I guarantee you.
Let's talk about that song "Windy" for a second. Jim or Jules or any of you guys, who wants to jump in and talk about the song "Windy," which went number 1 as well, right?
Well, Jim knows about that one.
Well, I think I was talking about Ruth Ann earlier.
Yeah.
And her trip up to San Francisco and came back and said she wrote a song that we might be interested in, sat down on the kitchen floor with her guitar, played the song, and we liked it. And it was about a guy. And she said, well, you can make it feminine. You make it about a girl. No problem. So that's what we did. And it's certainly was not a mistake to do.
Well, I had this as an opening. I'm going to play this for everybody right now. This is a little short clip of Windy. It goes like this.
Down the streets of the city, smiling at everybody she sees. Who's reaching out to catch her on hold? Everyone knows it's Windy. And Windy has stormy eyes, the flash at the sound of life. Windy has wings to fly above the clouds, above the clouds. Who's jumping down the streets of the city, smiling at everybody she sees? Who's reaching out to capture a moment? Everyone knows it's Windy. Who's jumping down the streets of the city, smiling?
Great song, Windy. And you were saying, Jim, about Ruth Ann Friedman, who wrote that song, and she was just sitting there with her guitar playing it for you, right?
Yes, it was just very refreshing and totally away from anything that we had been doing at the time. Mm-hmm. So it was, worked out a new direction for us, and was actually, part of what we, were trying to do, and it certainly happened there.
It certainly did. Number 1, that's for sure. Let me see if I've got here. I've got a couple old pictures. I'll put these up here real quick. Here's the cover of your first album, Then Along Comes the Association. I think that's your first album. You had two big records on that, right, guys?
Yeah.
That was
Along Comes Mary and Cherish.
Yep, Along Comes Mary. And I was reading about you, Jules. Now, what was it? You had some association with Frank Zappa back in those old days? What was that?
Well, yeah. Well, actually, it was Terry who was close friends with him in college and high school. And I lived 5 miles from Terry. And when Terry and I became friends, Zappa was there too. So, yeah, that was way before the Mothers.
Wow.
That was, when he was, just being this incredible guitar player. Ooh. He'd burn it up. But Terry and he were very close pals. In fact, he asked us to join this group he was putting together called the Mothers. But we said, he asked Terry, and I was with Terry and said, why don't you guys come do it? And we said, well, we just started a band. We can't do it in your band. We started at the exact same time.
Wow.
So that's Mm-hmm. Imagine the Mothers with the association vocals. That would have been really cool.
That would have been something different. Talking Rock Radio, Rick Kern, my buddy, just asked a question. Jules, what advice would you give young musicians about longevity in the music industry?
Get the business together. Don't worry about the music. Get the business together. That's it. Understand what's going on. There's so many good people out there who are willing to help and not rip you off. There are so many bad people out there who are going to rip you off.
Amen,
boys.
brother.
Yeah, so you know about it. So just really learn. You don't have to be a businessman, but you need to know the language. You really need to know it. So
that's great advice. And my advice would be to this. Call Frankie Valli, because Frankie Valli is the best businessman I've ever known in this business. Felix Cavalieri, who's been on this show many times, and from the Rascals, Felix told me, because he was with Joe. He was with Joe. Joey D and the Starlighters. Felix.
Oh my God!
And they were working. Joe. Felix got his start with Joey D and the Starlighters, but. They were working with the Four Seasons, and he said he saw those guys, and they took care of business. And Frankie has always taken care of business, so much so that Frankie hasn't even had a manager for 25 years.
Wow.
I mean, he could manage other people, but it is about the business. Jules, you are so right about that.
You got to know it. Okay, if you got a minute, I'll tell you a quick story about Frankie.
Yeah.
We did that gig together you were talking about. And after the gig, we were all of us were staying. Those guys, us, we were all staying at the same hotel. So we went down to have a little drink just after the show, just hang out for a little bit. And he and I got to talking, and he had just quit smoking. And he was going on and on and on about it. And I really listened to him, and I got to give him credit for helping me stop smoking on that very conversation, and tell him, man, he was right.
You know what?
Smoke.
I told him that story this morning.
Oh, you did?
I did, because you told me, Jules told me that story, and I talked to Frankie this morning, and I told him the story, and he got a kick out of it because...
Oh, good.
One of Frankie's favorite sayings is, "Listen to me." So you listen.
That's probably good advice, man. Anybody's been around that long knows what to do,
I was telling Jim that Frankie made his first record in 1953, but then Jim was telling me, Jim, when did you make your first record? Because it's been a way back there as well.
Well, that was 66.
Oh, I thought you made some records before then.
No, that was me. I made one in 58.
That was you, Jules. Okay.
Yeah.
Was that Terry and the Twisters?
No, yes, it was. It was my first band. It was Terry and the Twisters. That. And Terry was from Liverpool, and that was before the whole thing happened. And he went to art school with not Lennon, but Paul McCartney.
Wow. What a small world.
We didn't even know, it just, wow.
Did you guys ever work with the Beatles along the way in those days?
No, we never worked with him. I have a story about about him, but we can talk about that later.
All right. Hey, somebody just chimed in. Alan Forrester says, "Hi guys from Scotland."
All right.
That's our number
Hey,
one
Alan.
fan.
You guys know Alan, huh?
Alan, absolutely.
Well, give him a nice shout out across the pond then.
He's a funny guy, man. Oh, golly.
Well, the association, you guys, I mean, I congratulate you. 6 gold records, 1 platinum record. You guys worked on all the TV shows, Ed Sullivan, Smothers Brothers, American Bandstand, Johnny Carson, Dick Cavett, Andy Williams, on and on and on. You guys have had such an amazing band, and you're still doing it here 60 years later. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
You know, speaking about Paul McCartney, I remember one of Paul McCartney's funniest lines that I ever heard him say, not in person, but he said, "Can you imagine us doing these songs when we're 30 years old?" And you guys have been doing this since long past you're 30 years old, right?
Yeah. I'm even over 50.
Yeah, never thought I'd be doing this still in my 50s.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, you guys? Well, listen, you keep rocking on. You are doing the world a service by blessing them with your great music. I thank you for being such an amazing part of this crazy music business. I'm going to thank Paul Holland up there in the top right. Thank you, Paul, for coming on. Gary Swan.
Wally.
Thank you, Gary Swan, for coming on. Joe Lamano for coming on. Bruce Pictor and Jim Yester.
My guys.
Jim Yester and Jules Alexander, 2 of the founding members. Thank you guys for spending time on Jammin' Java. This could go on for another couple hours. I could ask you guys questions all night. So. But thank you so much.
Man. Thanks for the invite.
All right. God bless you guys.
Thank you, Robbie.
Ladies and gentlemen, the association. Oh, yeah. How cool is that? The association. Sorry for all the technical difficulties, but I think we got through it by hook or by crook. Sometimes in the music business, what you have to do is you have to keep rocking and keep rolling and keep rolling with the punches and all that kind of stuff. But we did have all 6 members of the association on here. And wow. And so next week, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be playing this weekend. And so I'll be doing a recap of our weekend of shows. Come out and check us out. I have another. Here, did we do Cherish? Here's one of the other million-selling records. Check this out.
Cherish is the word I use to describe all the feeling that I have right here for you inside. You don't know how many times I've wished that I had told you. You don't know how many times I've wished that I could hold you. You don't know how many times I've wished that I could mold you into someone who could cherish me as much as I cherish you.
All right, Cherish. They have such great songs. Windy, Cherish, Never My Love, Along Comes Mary. And isn't that great? And the Four Seasons and the Association both on the charts at that same time in those great 60s years. As I said, we are going to be right here this coming week, so come out and check us out. And next week we will I'll have a recap of that. And I'm going to play one song before we hang it up here, and I think I called up the name of Joey D and the Starlighters. Sarah Nimitz and I did, and I talked to Joey D this morning, too. Joey D is a dear friend, has been on the show many, many times. Sarah Nimitz and I did our version of Joey D By the way, Joey's connecting me with Aaron Neville, and he's going to be our guest on this show sometime in the near future, and so that should be cool. But Joey D had the ultimate school of rock. He's the only band that ever had Joe Pesci and Jimi Hendrix in his band. 3 members of the Rascals were in his band. One of the Neville brothers, Ronnie Spector, was in his band. I mean, it's just crazy. All the people were in his band, and their big hit, of course, was Joey's song, The Peppermint Twist. Sarah Nimitz and I did our tribute to Joey D, and it goes like this.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, they got a new dance, and it goes like this. The name of the dance is the Peppermint Twist. Well, we got a new dance and it goes like this. Yeah, the name of the dance is the Peppermint Twist. Wow! Well, you like it like this, the Peppermint Twist. Round and round, up and down. Round and round, up and down. Round and round and up and down and a 1, 2, 3, kick. 1, 2, 3, jump. I feel vivid on the Butterfit Street, where JD and the Twisters meet, and you learn to do this, the Peppermint Twist. Ooh, it's alright, alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's okay all day, it's okay. Well, you learn to do this, the Peppermint Twist. Well, they got a new dance and it goes like this. Joey D called the dance the Peppermint Twist. Joey D taught the world how to peppermint twist.
Joey D taught the world how to peppermint twist. Amen to that. And Joey just got an award down in New Orleans a couple weeks ago with Tony Orlando gave it to him, and we're going to have Joey on here pretty soon, and we're going to talk about that. And as I said, Aaron Neville, we're hoping to get him on the show soon and very soon. Everybody in the Gary Swan fan club, thank you so much for coming on board tonight. Thank you, everybody. God's big blessings to each and every one of you. I will see you next Monday. Jam and Java, be there or be square. Take care, guys.
Get your motor running, heading on the highway, looking for adventure, or whatever comes our way. Yeah, darling, gonna make it happen. Take the world in a love embrace. Fire all of your guns at once and explode into space. I like smoking lightning, heavy metal thunder, racing with the wind, and this feeling that I'm under. Yeah, darling, gonna make it happen. Take the world in a love embrace. Fire all of your guns at once and explode into space like a true